Hey y'all, here we are again for our annual tournament meeting of sorts for the Average Joe tournament. For me, this is the most exciting tournament of the year, the Average Joe tournament, where we hand out checks to guys that we normally a lot of times don't give checks out to during the year. It's cool. I love it.
Anglers that don't normally fish.
That's exactly right. And I'm already getting phone calls from the guys. They're excited. We had one today that said he entered with his wife.
It's his first tournament ever.
Yeah,
That's
pretty cool.
awesome.
Tell them how they can register, first of all.
So registration is open right now at outlawoutdoors.com. You just go to outlawoutdoors.com. There's a tab at the top that says Enter Tournament, select Average Joe. Fill in all your information and enter. There's been some people that have had a little bit of trouble, and their trouble is that you have to answer 2 questions. One says that you release us of all liability, and you have to say yes to that. And the other one says that you have not won more than $1,500 this year on Rayburn. You have to say yes to that. And then you have to fill in every single blank. You can't leave anything empty or it will kick it back. We have it set up so you can't leave blanks. So if you submit it and you don't another screen doesn't pop up immediately, scroll back up, find where the red text is, fix it, and then submit it, and it'll go through with no problem whatsoever.
And as soon as you get entered, you will immediately get a confirmation email that gives you your boat number, what time you start fishing, stop fishing, all that information.
And a screen pops up that shows you that too.
Yep.
So online entries will be open until midnight tomorrow night, midnight Friday night. And then if you want to enter in person, your one chance to enter in person will be on Saturday morning at Humphrey Pavilion from 5 to 6 a.m.
Right. Weigh-in process. Let's talk about the big,
Elephant?
yes, definitely the elephant in the room here. As you probably have already heard, the last 2 weekends, us for the Outlaw Team Series and the Texas Team Trail have had to have a drive-through weigh-in. The Average Joe this Saturday will also be a drive-through weigh-in. It will basically be the same process that our tournament was 2 weeks ago and Texas Team Trail was last weekend. So if you fished either one of those, you know the process that you're going to go through. If you didn't fish them, don't worry. We'll go through a little process right here, kind of explain what will happen and what to expect. First of all, we're going to have a big staff of people out in the parking lot. So for lack of better words, we're going to babysit you from the time you turn off the highway so you can't get lost. So don't get intimidated thinking that, oh my gosh, I don't want to mess something up. We're not going to let you. If you come in and pay attention and do as they ask you to do, you're going to be perfectly fine. But as it goes, you'll turn off the highway, Highway 255, into the parking lot there at Humphrey Pavilion. There'll be somebody at the highway just directing you in, basically saying welcome. And then once you get into the mouth of the parking lot, there'll be somebody else there. They'll be pointing you on to where the next person will pick you up. That's where the stage and lanes are. And what we'll do is we'll fill up lane 1 all the way, fill up lane 2 all the way, fill up lane 3 all the way, and so on. When you're in that lane, guys in front of you will bring you a mesh bag. Up to this point, you're in the truck. You and your partner are in your truck. When they come and bring you the mesh bag, that's when the passenger will get out, grab the mesh bag, go to the boat, and start bagging the fish. This is the important part. Bag your fish immediately. It's harder than you think to take cull balls out of your fish and bag them with only one hand, because remember, you're back there by yourself. You're used to doing it with a partner. So go ahead and start doing that. They're mesh bags. Once you get them bagged, just put them right back down the live well. They're in the good water that they were in anyway. Once you're done there, the rest of the process is you'll pull out of the lane upon instruction, and our weigh-in trailer will be set up on the apron of the pavilion, so it won't be under the Humphrey Pavilion. And you'll just simply go and swing out to the right and swing around in front of the weigh-in trailer. When you get there, you'll hand your fish off to our staff. Again, no, don't get out of the truck, don't get out of the boat. Do it through this whole process, you'll never get out. You hand your fish off to one of our staff members. He will take them, they'll go get bumped, looked at, make sure they're all alive. They'll hand them to me on stage. At this point, you'll be stopped in front of the stage. My dad will be there telling everybody when to stop, when to go. And the LED display for the scales is right there on the front of the stage, and you're a matter of 8 foot away from us. It's not like you're in the South 40 over there. You're right in front of us. We'll be kind of talking to each other a little bit at times. And once the weight comes up and I announce it and you kind of nod your head like you acknowledge that you see what it is, My dad will step out of the way, and you'll be, again, instructed on where to go out towards the highway, towards what we're calling our exit staging area. That's where you will go. The guy in the boat will hop out, get in the truck, and you leave. I want to explain something. This isn't our rules. We're having to do this because the Corps of Engineers is telling us to do this. They're doing this because of the CDC guidelines, and we all know the rules about gathering and social distancing and all that stuff. So don't be mad at us for this process. It's actually I had people brag to me after the weigh-in 2 weeks ago about how nice it was, because you actually get to spend about half of the weigh-in in the air conditioner of your truck. And if you're the guy that's driving, you're in the air conditioner the whole time on your butt. So it's not a bad deal. Don't get used to it. We're not going to do this for a tournament.
Two things that you can do to help with this process. One thing is to know your boat number. That's key.
You'll get that in your confirmation email.
You'll get that in your confirmation email. Please, please, please remember your boat number. That's essential. That's how you're identified. Please do not give the wrong boat number. If you are unsure of your boat number, ask them to look it up, because if you give the wrong one, it totally messes up our whole system.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. The second thing is bagging your fish. He touched on that. Please do that as quickly as possible. We saw 2 weeks ago, that's how you get your speed. That's how you keep things from backing up. Right. It's up to you guys to bag your fish fast, have your fish ready when you get to the area. Yep. And we'll get your bags in plenty of time. So that's no big deal.
And no spectators. Obviously, we know the reason for this. We can't have any gatherings, so there's no spectators. But if your wife wants to come up and watch you weigh in, your mom, your kids, put them in the truck with you. Put them in the back seat. Put them in the boat. Put them in the back of the truck. Whatever they want to do.
That's totally fine.
Yeah, that's fine. They're your peeps. So we have no problem with them being in the truck with you and all that. So don't worry. I understand people want to be part of the process, especially this particular tournament, because it's some of y'all's first weigh-in. That's cool.
That's cool. So the other thing is, if you are fishing by yourself, that is absolutely no problem. We have staff that their job is to help you. So you will just let the person know that's handing out their mesh bags. They'll realize there's only one person, and somebody will come to you. They will get in your boat. They will bag your fish for you. You will stay in the truck. You'll drive the truck so we don't get any of your germs. Y'all don't share germs. You will follow the process. They will, when it gets to the point to hand your fish off, they'll just hop out, have your fish. They'll take them to bump them, and everything will be good, and you'll go on about your day. No big deal at all. It works fine. We did it 2 weeks ago, and it works perfectly. Yes. Just let them know. The other thing, polygraph. We will polygraph. We normally do a random polygraph. For this one, it will be the winner that will polygraph, because there's no other way around it.
Right.
If you are winning the tournament when you weigh in, you'll be given a letter that will tell you basically what you need to do now. The gist of it is, you can stay at weigh-in off in the corner, or you can go and you can go eat. You can go to the Stump or the Hamburger Depot and eat. You just have to be back at the pavilion by like 3:30, 3:40. Right. Make sure you are there. Make sure you have not consumed any alcohol or any mind-altering substances. That's key. If you have consumed alcohol, you cannot be polygraphed, so you will be DQ'd, and you will not.
We don't want to go there.
Right. The other thing, pictures. We know pictures are important. We still want to take pictures, but we have to have some guidelines for pictures.
Because we can't back up the line.
Right. So we can't have a gathering. So Clint and I, after a lot of discussion, there's a benchmark. If you have more than 12 pounds, you are allowed to allowed to take pictures. Or if you have an 8-pounder or larger, you're allowed to take pictures. What you will do is you will pull off to an area that's set off to itself. Our photographer will be there with our picture background, and you'll hop out of your truck, hop out of your boat real quick, take pictures.
Both of y'all can be in the picture. So this is one point where both people can get out.
Absolutely. But you will take them just as fast as possible, and then hop back in your truck and be on about your way. Our photographer has been instructed. She cannot take pictures with your phone. I know that kind of stinks, but I promise our pictures will probably be better than yours ever would be. So we will post them on Facebook. And if you want us to email you the original, that is no problem whatsoever. Just send us a quick email and I'll reply with the picture. No big deal.
We'll get them posted. We'll try to get them posted on Sunday. I think we'll be able to. If not, for sure, first thing Monday morning.
Yeah, it just depends on when our photographer gets them to us.
Right.
The other thing we're going to do a little bit different for this tournament is if you get a check. I will have checks ready at 4:30 on Saturday. So if you got a check, you can pull back into the pavilion. You can go back through the drive-through and you can pick up your check. The reason we're doing this is because our postal service stinks. I don't know what else to say.
It's true.
So I have 3 checks from the Outlaw Team Series that have still not been delivered, and they were mailed on June the 1st. So today's June the 11th.
10 days later, they're still.
And they were going in Texas, not far. So if you choose to come pick up your check, that's great. If not, I will mail them first thing on Monday. So they'll go out the 15th. When you get them, I don't know.
Right. As far as the drive-through weigh-in process, if you want to go over the process again and actually get a visual of how the layout is, we have that on our website. Go to outlawoutdoors.com. Up at the top, it has drive-through weigh-in. Click on it, and it'll have a map of the Umphrey Pavilion, the lanes drawn out, and how the flow of traffic will actually go. So check that out if you still want to do your homework past this video. Let's talk about launching on Saturday morning. First of all, you can launch anywhere you want to at any time. You can graph all the way there. You can graph your spot. There's no off limits for that. You just can't make your first cast until 6 o'clock, and you're going to fish all the way to 2 o'clock. You stop fishing at 2 o'clock, and you have till 4 o'clock to get back into the parking lot at Umphrey Pavilion. Now, let's go back to launching anywhere. There is a high school tournament on Saturday out of Castles Boykin, and they're only expecting about 100 boats, so it's not going to be that big of a deal launching. Where you're going to have a problem is they have to do a drive-through weigh-in also, like we're doing. The Castle Boykin setup is not near as friendly as Umphrey Pavilion. I wouldn't want to attempt to do a drive-through weigh-in up there. Nothing against those guys. It's the situation that they're in. That is going to be a challenge for them. I strongly suggest do not launch up there. Launching will be fine, but you'll have to load at 2 o'clock, 2:15, right when their weigh-in is going on. They're going to be strung out through the parking lot. Just, if you go fish that area late, go around to Monterey, go to Jackson Hill and launch. Just do yourself a favor, and probably them also. Just don't get in that congestion up there. Also, at the old ramp at Castle Boykin, there's a Shelby County Bass Club, and there's also the media individual tournament. So it's going to be a little congested over there also.
So that whole area, I mean, and THSBA, they have a good plan. I've seen their plan. It's a great plan. It will work. But your recreational and your other tournament fishermen that are not high school fishermen cannot be mixed in their mix. They just can't.
It's just going to complicate things.
So just be
respectful.
Yeah,
Stay
be
away.
respectful and put in somewhere else. And basically save yourself some headache, honestly.
Right.
That's the way it would, I would think. So.
Yes, no doubt. Let's talk about fish care.
That's a big one.
Yes, we posted a graphic yesterday. So if you haven't seen it, scroll back up our Facebook page and check it out. It's real simple. There's 5 major points to taking care of fish. Water temperature, which involves ice. Treating the water, which involves like G-Juice, Rejuvenate, Please Release Me. The aerating of the live well. A big thing is the oxygen. And then finally, learning to fizz fish to take care of them. So let's talk about water and conditioning the water. You want your water cool. When I say cool, anywhere from 80 to 85 degrees. The easiest thing to do is fill your live wells up before daylight while the surface water is still cool. Don't do this right at the ramp where the water's kind of polluted and stirred up and muddy. When you get to your first spot, fill up your live wells. When I mentioned ice, you got 2 options here. You can just stop by Coleman's or Piney Point and buy you 4 or 5 bags of ice, as much as you can hold in places. Or you can freeze big 2-liter bottles, Gatorade bottles, and use them kind of like block ice to cool down your water. Honestly, the frozen water bottles last longer than just regular ice. So that's what I would suggest, plus it's cheaper. Like I said, you just want to put it in there a little at a time to get your water temperature down to 80, 85 degrees. I know you probably don't carry a temperature, but just don't get it too cold. But also try to do your part in getting it down to something below 90 degrees. The warmer the water is, the less oxygen content. That's what this is all about.
The other thing is put treatment in your water. There's lots on the market. There's G-Juice, Please Release Me, Rejuvenate, whatever. Put that in the live well in the morning to start with.
Go ahead and get it over with. Put it in there and be done with it. That way you're not doing it after you're catching fish and wasting time.
the other thing is that I do personally is as soon as we get 2 fish, I turn the live wells to manual, so they're totally always running. They're completely
The aerators.
Yeah, the aerators to run, and then I watch the water. And this time of year, especially, fish are stressed. They pollute the water. They're putting out some toxins, and your water will basically get frothy and brown. When you start seeing a froth, don't let it get super brown because it'll get dirty. But once you start seeing a froth in there, what I normally do is I will turn the pump out on and turn the pump in on. So I'm pumping out and pumping in to put fresh water in. Now this will mess up your cool water, but the toxins will kill the fish just as fast as no oxygen will kill the fish.
Right.
So you'll need to turn the you'll need to put ice back in your live well and treatment or whatever.
A solution that we have personally in our boat is a pure oxygen injection system. Sounds complicated, it's not. An oxygen bottle, a hose, and a ceramic diffuser in your live well.
And a regulator.
And yeah, of course, a regulator. This is a solve-all practically to fish care. Pure oxygen will keep your fish alive all day. Oxygen is a natural cool gas, so it pretty much eliminates, for us, it has eliminated us using any ice.
We don't use ice.
We do not use ice. It keeps your water cool. And we have fished in the dead of summer, had 5 fish most all day long,
Large fish.
and had no problems at the end of the day. Don't call me out on Texas Team Trail last Friday.
Clint killed it.
I killed a fish, but he was pretty much gunshot when he come in the boat in the net. He was bleeding out his gills. He didn't bite.
I kept him alive for my oxygen system and my aeration system. Kept him alive for a way longer than a lot. I kept saying he's gonna die, and he's still alive, and he was a 4-pounder.
I hooked him where he didn't need to be hooked.
Yeah, and he was,
way down.
Yeah.
So,
But
and then,
that happens. We know it still happens to us.
It does.
So.
It does. And then the last thing is fizzing fish. If you don't know how to fizz a fish, go to YouTube and search fizzing bass or fizz bass, something of that nature. If you want to scroll back up a little bit on our Facebook page, I posted a video of how to fizz a bass. It's very important to learn to do this. I'm not going to go into any more detail because the video will explain why you need to learn to fizz a fish. But if you catch a fish in anything deeper than 12, 14 foot of water, he needs to be fizzed. And the videos will explain the rest of that. So we'll just leave it at that.
And you can get a needle. We personally use an 18 gauge 1.5 inch needle. You can get them at Tractor Supply. They're super cheap.
Yeah, go ahead and buy 10 of them or so. I think they're like $4 or $5
They're
for
super
10
cheap,
of them. And because they will stop up. When you stick a needle in a fish, sometimes you'll get the piece of the scale in there and it'll stop up. One of the things that I noticed they don't tell you on a video, blow through the needle before you try to fizz a fish. Obviously, if you stick him with a clogged up needle, he's not going to fizz.
And just a tip is I always blow before I fizz and then after I fizz, so I clean it back out so they don't.
Right,
stop
it doesn't dry.
I'm the fizzer in our boat.
If a girl can do it, you can do
Yeah.
it.
The other thing is fin clips. I know a lot of you think that fin clips are an alternative to fizzing. They are not. Todd Driscoll, the state biologist, said that a fish needs to be fizzed within 30 minutes of being caught deep before it starts doing internal damage. The bladder swells up and actually messes with the internal organs. Basically fin clips are just a band-aid.
Just because the fish is upright doesn't mean that the fish is healthy. She's still blowed up
She's
inside.
still fighting the inside.
Right.
So
Get
learn how to fizz your fish.
Yes. That's all that we have pretty much on our tournament. One thing that's going on Sunday, the day after our tournament, is the Little Anglers Big Bass Showdown. It's out of Humphrey Pavilion. And it's Skeeter Fowler's new tournament trail. And it's for young kids, I think first grade to maybe a senior in high school or maybe 18 years old. I'm not real sure. $100 entry fee. It's a $10,000 guaranteed payout. And it's an hourly format, just like the Big Bass Splash is. Each hour pays $500. And I think each hour total pays like $1,650 for a $100 entry fee. And he also has a division for the captains, so the captains can fish, so he don't have to sit out there and be bored in the heat all day. So to check that out, littleanglersbigbassshowdown.com.
And then next weekend, we are Outlaw Team Series number 4 at a Castle Boykin that does not have to be a drive-through weigh-in. Thank goodness.
Finally.
And then And that will be a 5 fish limit. The lake will go off limits on Sunday like normal, and it'll be off limits until official practice and the whole thing.
That's for the Outlaw Team Series
Outlaw
tournament.
Team Series on the 20th. That has nothing to do with Average Joe. And then the 21st is our 4th annual Father's Day tournament, which is one of my favorite tournaments. It's a 3 fish limit. There is no off limits for it. And there is a $1,000 incentive thanks to Kirbyville Vet Clinic for the highest placing father, son, grandfather, grandson, granddaughter, that whatever combo you get there.
Yeah.
So, and that is at Castle Boykin also.
Yep.
So, but we will talk about that next week.
Yep.
Today we're talking about Average Joes.
It's all about the Average Joe this week.
So we will see you guys on Saturday morning if you choose to come register.
Sure. One thing, if you already registered online or if you're going to register online, we do not need to see you Saturday morning, so you don't have to check in.
And if you have any questions, of course, like always, send us a message on Facebook, call us, text us, email us,
That's it.
somewhere, find us. We'll see you guys this weekend.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.